welcome to Houston. We have a problem. This week's episode is Crypto is the Wild West. You know those guys have been doing shady shit with the stock market? Well, they're doing even shadier shit with the crypto market that is completely unregulated. But before we get into that, I have to talk about the few requirements of the show, which is I need to tell you to like and subscribe, help that algorithm go, and to visit the Patreon. The link is in the description, and sign up and subscribe. There's a few exciting things happening. One is the treasure hunt. The treasure hunt is coming. It's going to be announced sometime in the middle of June, and clues as to where my treasure is hidden somewhere in the American West is going to be in the middle of a video each week. So you're going to have to look forward to that. And if you are a subscriber to the Patreon, you just happen to get the videos a day ahead of everyone else. Number two, in honor of today's episode about crypto, I have created my own crypto token called Problemos, P-R-O-B. And if you want 10,000 Problemos, all you have to do is sign up for subscribe to my Patreon, and you need an Ethereum wallet, and I can send you 10,000 Problemos. I can do 50 million total, so 5,000 subscriptions will all get 10,000 Problemos as they subscribe. And so let's get into our show today. Okay, so the idea of crypto is that it is the currency of the future. Maybe. After Bitcoin burst in the scene as an experiment in 2009, the concept has kind of taken off. And now there's like $1 trillion market cap, and it's traded by the billions every single day. New realms have been brought in security and cryptography and anonymity and checking the blockchain and technology. One of the more interesting things is the NFTs, which are based on the Ethereum network. You can take like an image or a video or a story, and you can make a one-of-a-kind kind of thumbprint of that work, and someone can own the work via this, stamped picture. To me, it's a bit of like Beanie Babies for tech bros. I don't know. I have lots of problems with the crypto industry. Number one being that it is highly, highly inefficient and produces a ton of pollution and waste, and uses entire like G20 nations worth of electricity. So, we have to find a better system for that. So crypto is supposed to replace fiat currency, but really only serves three purposes so far. Number one, to pay for crimes. You want to pay for a hitman, order drugs on the internet, buy a rocket launcher. You're probably going to be using crypto coins on some sort of dark web site to do that. If you want to launder money, you're probably going to be using crypto coins to do that. You've got $100 million you need to get from St. Louis, Missouri to Switzerland. The easiest way to do it is either send it on the internet or put it into a wallet and a thumb drive, fly to Switzerland, hand it to your banker, and you just moved $100 million out of the United States to Switzerland, and no one's the wiser. And then the number three reason is speculation. It's an investment tool because people see it as only going up. And for the most part, they've been right. 10 years ago, someone can buy pizza for a few Bitcoin, and now each one of those Bitcoins are worth, last week they're worth $50,000. Today they're worth like $30,000 because the market is tanking big time. The utopian ideal is for this purely market-driven currency that's outside of fiat, meaning it's outside of a government-issued national bank reserve note, but without regulation by some sort of power structure, shit gets really wild. And what we're seeing is a flood of crypto coins. Remember, I created Problemos, flooding the market, and people looking for the next Bitcoin. When the current Bitcoin is, it was kind of a half-baked idea in the beginning to begin with, but it's got all this marketing behind it now, and it is the gold standard, even though it's the first one that came out, which is kind of rare. Usually it's the the ones that come and fix the problems later that sort of take over. But today's program is about the scams that happen with crypto, and why this week we saw a huge dump of crypto and giant losses across the board. Those of you who follow me on Twitter saw that Sunday night I tweeted out, get rid of your crypto now, basically like dump it, because there's going to be a huge sell-off, and I feel pretty darn vindicated. I'll get to why here in a second. But the big scams that happen with crypto, one is old school scams. You get a phone call from somebody from some call center claiming to be the IRS, or that you broke the law and you need to pay them money. Rather than sending you to Western Union, they're going to ask for cryptocurrency. They're going to say your grandkid's in jail, needs to be bailed out, because across the state it's easier to use a cryptocurrency, just pay for the bail. They're going to arrest you unless you pay for the fines or whatever. Number two is malware, ransomware, and phishing websites. Now, I know these can be three entirely different things, but malware, you can get a virus on your computer and it can record what you're doing and crack, the password or the phrases you have for a wallet or your bank account, whatever, and it can steal your crypto. Number two is ransomware. That is a virus that locks your computer and tells you it will not unlock anything and will delete your entire device unless you pay them, X number of Bitcoin to release all your data. And then there's phishing scams, which, these are emails that look official and they get you to log in on a website, but really it's a fake website, and they record your login credentials, and they will use that to get into your bank account or to your cryptocurrency wallet, what have you. Number three, fake cryptocurrencies. This has been ongoing for the last several years, where people will claim that they're creating a new cryptocurrency and they need investors, and you'll be on the ground floor because, we saw how much Bitcoin took off and you're a little too late to get on that boat. So you might as well jump in on the big coin or whatever. Actually, the big coin was one that was a scam. And what they do is they just take your money and then they disappear. They never make a coin or anything. It took me 1 hour to create a problemo. That's it. 1 hour using code I found on GitHub, and I just tweaked a couple of things, and boom, I had, tens of millions of problemos in my wallet. So if someone comes to you saying they need a lot of help and money to create one of these coins, they're scamming you. It's not that hard. You can use an existing network, blockchain for that. Number four, fake exchanges. So these exist. There's a big one that happened in South Korea a few years ago, where they created this Bitcoin exchange and they just stole everyone's money. Like, thank you. We bought a bunch of Bitcoins with your money and we just took them. I got scammed by a rather well-known exchange called Poloniex a few years ago. I had quite a few crypto in there. I was mining with computers of my own, and they were dumping them into there. And then one day I got this notification saying that they were no longer allowed to operate in Washington State, and they closed my account and kept everything. Several $1,000s of mine, which probably today is probably worth millions at this point. So yeah, screw those guys. Number five, which we're seeing a lot of out of the hedge funds and the options houses right now, which are pump and dumps. Pump and dump is illegal in the stock market. You are not allowed to do a pump and dump, but there are no laws specifically against it in the crypto market. The crypto market is largely unregulated. It's untaxed, unregulated, you name it. So there are entire investment clubs that have formed out of creating pump and dump scams on crypto coins. And what they do is you'll have several thousand members, and they'll say, hey, everyone buy, butt coin. And everyone goes and buys millions of butt coin because they're worth fractions of a penny. And then what they do is they start doing bids and asks and moving them ever higher upwards throughout the day or week. And everyone starts to dump their coins on the market as the price increases, and you start to get the people with FOMO jumping on the market. Just recently, we saw last month This happened with the CXC coin. And the CXC coin was a no-name coin that is not traded on any of the major exchanges like crypto or Coinbase or whatever. And the CXC coin is worth like 9 cents each. And in one day, one trading day, these option houses and hedge funds traded the coin back and forth so much that they moved it from 9 cents to over $3,000 in one trading day. And what they managed to do was turn this coin into being a $400 billion market cap. This is an unknown coin that serves really no purpose, all of a sudden worth $400 billion. And if you are a hedge fund that could be facing margin calls for not having enough assets under management, you can use this big old bubble as a way of like kicking the can down the road. So you need money? Well, you invent it out of thin air by pump and dumping the CXC coin. So you can get up to $3,000. You can tell your lenders that you have tens or hundreds of billions of dollars in assets and look at your books and go, oh yeah, you call it a CXC coin. Good for you. And then, when needed, you can dump it all back on the market, make a bunch of cash, hopefully, and walk away. So that CXC coin went from 9 cents to $3,000. I think is at like $11 right now. And still, the average person can't trade it. It's like a dark pool type coin. But what is happening right now is the Ponzi scheme. The Ponzi scheme is the sixth and final main scam that happens with crypto. And you can have a Ponzi scheme in that you buy a coin, they take your cash, give you a coin. Later, you want to exchange your coin for that cash again, they give your cash back and receive the coin. Well, the idea behind these are that you're getting your cash back. But in reality, what they're doing is you buy a coin, they take your cash, they give you a coin. You want your cash back, they take cash from someone else and give it to you. And which generally is okay if you've got enough assets that there's no run on the bank, as it were. But then there's the US Dollar Tether coin. And this is a coin that's a 1-to-1 ratio of the US dollar. It's worth $1 now. 1,000 years from now, it'll be worth $1. The idea behind it was you give them your money, they take your money and they put it into an account that earns interest. And when you want your money back, they keep the interest as profit and then hand you the coin back. The dollar back. The US Dollar Tether coin is a company that's based in the British Virgin Islands for tax purposes. They're a shell corporation. No one knows who owns and runs them. And it was discovered this week that they took $59 billion from people and it's gone. Absolutely gone. Here's the kicker. 80% of all Bitcoin trades are done in US Dollar Tether coins. So the entire market is built on US Dollar Tether coins buying Bitcoin. And what they discovered when they audited US Dollar Tether coins accounts is that they only had 3 cents on every dollar left. So $59 billion is just gone. So if everyone right now wanted to get their money back with the US Dollar Tether coin, it basically doesn't exist. You're not getting your money back. So that brings us to problems for the future. Without regulations, the currencies will be a little more than like volatile investments. So it's hard to make a currency if it does this a lot. If it's shooting up and down, it's not stable. If it's not stable, people aren't going to use it to purchase things. They will use it as a speculative investment. They will buy and sell. They will, peak and trough. They will do whatever they can to make money off of it. But it's really hard to like purchase items with a coin that can vary by 30 or 40% in a single day. So it's hard to know the motives behind some of these cryptos and who owns a majority of them. So you might have someone like US Dollar Tether coin that is just a criminal enterprise that stole $59 billion from people. The market's kind of flooded with crypto coins. I've added to it last night at about midnight. I added 100 million problemos to the crypto coin market. And who knows? I mean, if I get enough people subscribe to this channel, it might actually get traded someday, and that would be weird. So yeah, there's problemo coins out there. And then the other big problem we have for the future of crypto is quantum computing. Quantum computers can crunch numbers at a rate that is just beyond all the computers on Earth at the moment. It would take a traditional supercomputer something like 300 years to crack a 2048-bit encryption. It'll take a 3-flop quantum computer 8 hours to do that. So this means that when quantum computing becomes more standard, no one's crypto wallet, no one's bank account, no one's email, no one's logins of any kind are safe. These quantum computers will crack it in seconds or minutes or hours, and they will have everything. If the blockchain can be hacked and cracked that quickly, then the blockchain is going to have problems because governments and criminals will use this technology to essentially steal everything. And I don't know what the solution is to that. I'm sure there's people working on that problem, trying to figure out ways. I think catchphrases or password phrases that you have, you might get 12 or 24 of them for certain crypto wallets now, if you're familiar with that. That's aimed to kind of thwart this, but I don't know how they're going to avoid the problems in the future. And I'd love to see the solutions they come up with for that. But the next few years, that's going to be a real problem for the crypto markets. Okay, so let's look at why crypto took a massive dump this week, and particularly today. Everything's down like 30-40% in one trading day. Okay, so the OCC, the Options Clearing Corporation, they sent out a letter this week saying, hey, it turns out that a lot of you guys owe us $500 million as insurance on your trading actions, and we need that in 2 days. You have to give us $500 million cash, or else we're going to call your banks and take it from you. So I think we saw a huge sell-off of cryptocurrencies as a result, trying to come up with cash to pay that $500 million plus bill. Then we had the US Dollar Tether coin coming out to be a complete scam. And if the entire crypto market, the hard currency people use to buy into that market via US Dollar Tether coin is gone, then people will not be able to get their fiat currency out. And right now, that's the only way you can legitimately spend that money. So I think there was a run on the bank, and a lot of people were trying to get out before it crashes further. And number 3 on that list is the mother of all short squeezes, the MOAS. There are lots of stress tests being done. There are lots of hedge funds that are short a lot of money, and they need to bolster their cash reserves for all these upcoming stress tests and rules that are happening for the clearinghouses and the SEC, and they need money on hand, and so they pumped a whole bunch of these cryptocurrencies, and then they dumped them. So, what I have done as an experiment, because of how many coins since January have just shot through the roof. I mean, so many coins you and I have never heard of have risen like 10,000%, from fractions and fractions of a penny to, several cents in this amount of time. And then big coins that are more legitimate have risen, 10, 20, 30%, 40%, 100%, 500% in just past few months. I took about $1,000 and I bought 1 million or more coins of a whole bunch of unknown coins. And I'm now sitting and waiting. And I'm going to see which ones get pumped and dumped this summer and which ones make me rich. And I don't remember the names of any of them. I just okay, you're a fraction of a penny, I'll put $100 in that. You're a fraction of a penny, I'll put $100 in that. Oh, you're a fraction of a penny, I'll put $100 in that. The only name I can remember is the Shiba Inu coin, because it's doubly ironic. The Dogecoin was created as a meme, and then the Shiba Inu coin was a meme of a meme. So, I have 14 million of those for $100. Let's go for it. And let's see if the Shiba Inu coin gets pumped and dumped at some point this year. And as Dogecoin falls, Shiba Inu rises. I'm not quite sure. Okay, so we're keeping this show pretty short, quick, to the point, letting you know kind of how and why the crypto market is doing a lot of this as its eventual climb higher. Again, the treasure hunt is coming. Sign up for the Patreon and get your 10,000 Problemo coins, and like and subscribe. I also I'll put my Cash App. Someone suggested I put my Cash App in there and people will send tips. I was like, cool. So I'll put my Cash App in the description as well. You can send tips. And I have an interview with Jackson Hunter coming out this week. So check out his page and shoot the shit. See another cool shirt. And yeah, thanks so much and enjoy your week.